Hello, welcome to the next film. This film includes banter with the team, tin bashing and puzzles, so no messing about, let's get to it.
What are you doing then, Gordon? At the moment I'm trying to cut out the sealant away from the top of this board. Here we go, the world's most reluctant YouTuber. Yes, hello camera. You're going to get to watch this, I just wanted to crack on. What we're doing, Gordon? Compared to last week, what they were on the bottom one here last week with this side room.
Yes.
There's like a dome dead on it.
Yes.
So I ended up taking the heads off of these.
Yes.
These, to me...
Hang on a minute. That. Right.
These look like same size as that.
It.
Right.
Right, bear in mind that that is scrap and that is scrap.
Right.
I would just put a 532 right through the middle of them and you're done with it.
Rolling, hang on. Right, start again. We're trying to what?
We are trying to take this pillar off the car. So we're removing all the rivets, some of the attachment angles. Slowly but surely. And eventually it should come off. Simmer to the side.
Does this drilling rivets out of crumpled material? It takes me back to somewhere.
I know.
I kind of think of what?
I feel I've got a little bit of experience in it.
I've got a bit of deja vu. Has it been wet and crashed?
Possibly.
Has it got rivets in?
Yes.
I wish I could put my finger on what it is.
Tired.
Yeah, I just kind of put my finger on what it is. Never mind. Big crowd going on round the air pillar. Does that mean that hey, Gordon has removed it. Excellent.
You ain't got my arse in the picture.
I didn't get any of your body parts in this picture. No. You don't think I want those images,
No, I
do
don't. You don't.
you? You really? Okay, what have we got here? Let's start at this end. We've got this, which is the remnants of the old steel outer floor. It's been cut through along here in order to release it. So that needs to be taken off there. We don't need that. There's a new one to go on, so that can come off. It's spot welded. We can just dress that off and it's gone. Just make out the spot welds. There's a lot of rivet holes in here and spot weld drillings and all the rest of it, and yes, I could close them all, but that's just making work. So this black rectangle's coming out, and of course at the top where the insert goes in, it's the same old crashy, bangy, broken stuff. That angle is bent. That'll straighten easily enough. Some corrosion down there. The nut for the check strap has fizzed away to nothing. This is a strange one. It's almost as though something has gone through there and clipped that, bent that over, and then gone ding into there. But this is inside of the car. It's almost as though something came through the door from the rear, which may well be what happened. I mean, it was rallycross. Anything's possible. On this side, well, same old story really. A lot of holes to shift, not too worried about them, we know how to do them. This part here though is in much better condition than on the other one. This area is nice and flat, these angles are all spot on. It has the usual crashy, bangy, weldy, whatever. Now I learned on the last one, I cut down through the layers to get back to the original, and by the time I got there the original was shot. So I think I might just have all of that out, save the insert and do it that way. A few rivets to remove. Otherwise it's not bad. Some very strange damage up here, little cuts in the steel. No idea what's caused that, absolutely none. Otherwise this one isn't too bad. It's a lot better than the other one was. So we'll see about getting it mended. This is set up and ready to go, and I've clamped it to this slab of steel. A slab of steel is really handy. Nice flat surface. We call this the foot massager because one of our guys managed to drop it on his foot years ago and it landed like a guillotine just behind the steel toe cap, and he was black and blue, so it became the foot massager. The name stuck. But all this material here is standing high. That's all much higher than the foot massager. And what I want to do is to put that material down flat. It's also high there, it's high here. That's fine. This has all got a crown on it. So I need to get rid of those crowns and get the shape back to where it should be before I can put this graft in. And to do that, I'm going to heat shrink it. Those areas that are raised where there's a crown, if you imagine the metal should be flat and it's been bashed from behind and it's done that. It's stretched. It's longer than it was. And the trick with heat shrinking is to take advantage of that shape, because that shape has strength, and to heat it till it's red on the top and therefore a bit softer than the rest, and then crack it with a hammer. And when you crack it with a hammer, what it does is it shrinks the bit on the top, and then as it cools it pulls tighter and tighter and tighter, and you can use that effect to get rid of the metal you didn't want with your hammer. So we'll get some heat on that and I'll show you how it works. It never ceases to intrigue me. I've done it countless times for countless years, and I still get intrigued by the fact that you can just disappear metal into itself. So we'll have a go. This was Doddy's hammer. Doddy worked with us for a few years. He worked on Bluebird in 1956 at Ullswater. He was a 19-year-old apprentice then, and this was his hammer. And he worked with us for a good few years, and he finally retired. He had Parkinson's, poor fella. And when he finally retired and went into a nursing home, he gave me his hammer and said, keep it working. So I try, but I can't usually make it do anything. I think it was a case of it was Doddy's hammer and it doesn't want to be mine. But we've managed. It will always be Doddy's hammer. That hasn't gone so bad. Bit more shrink. Change hammers. This is my hammer. This built most of Bluebird's sponson tops, and when I go into a nursing home, that's the one I'm going to say to some young whippersnapper, take that and keep it working. So if you want to inherit my hammer, get yourself over here and I'll show you how it works. Happy with the shape now. Shape's good. It's good enough anyway to work away from. Next thing I'm going to do is take a section out. Now I was going to take a piece out and do that, and then take another piece out and do that, but I've decided to do it a different way. What I'm going to do is leave the bottom intact, which will just tie that, make sure this can't flap around. Take it off by that line, take it all the way to here, and let one long patch in. And I'm going to stay, despite the fact I'll have some holes to fix here, I'm going to stay just this side of the bend. The bend's on that line. I'm going to stay just this side of it, so I get to keep the bend and therefore keep a little bit of strength. So I'll take that out. I've got a piece of material to cut a patch from. Cut that out, cut the patch, see if I put that back together and lose all those holes in one big lump. Here goes. Always wear your gloves. I'm forever hearing about people saying, oh, where's your eye protection? And that's very fair, you should wear eye protection. Now I've got a bit old and short-sighted, I have to wear eye protection because I can't see. But always wear your gloves. How many people do you know who've injured an eye? I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but how many people do you know who've actually injured an eyeball? Against how many people do you know who've injured a hand? Gloves at all times. I was once on Scrappy Challenge. Series 10, episode 10 I think it was, underwater salvage. And what they don't tell you on Scrappy is that there's people watching you from behind the screen, which is literally there. And I wanted a cutting disc. And I said, can you give me a cutting disc? I could chop some bolts off. He said, oh no, you can't have one of those. I said, why not? Oh, because they're dangerous, you're not allowed one. I got one in the end, took some doing. Anyway. That's the patch let into position. I'm going to go round it now and just put a few little spot welds here and there just to retain it, and then we'll build the spot welds up and a few more, put the strength in, and then I can fully weld it. So it's a bit painstaking, but it's worth the effort. Getting there now. This patch is fully welded and dressed. Shape's been put back, it's nice and flat, and I'm next going to take this section out because there's corrosion in there that's gone a bit holy. I'm just going to take the whole thing out and re-establish these two and re-establish that, so I'll weld it along there and up there, but I'm essentially going to have this whole section out and put a new piece in. Here goes. Moving in a patch. We're about there with this panel now, for the moment. It's not finished, there's still a lot of detail to do, but all the bolt fixings are back in, the patches are welded and dressed, a lot of the rivet holes and drillings and what have you have been welded up and sorted out. I'm just going to leave this interesting little bit of scarring in here, and it's ready to put back for now. It's going on the car shortly to add its strength to the whole structure so we can get at some other bits that frankly are a bit wibbly wobbly. Next time you see that, it'll be stuck to the car. Very happy with that. I have also worked out what caused this series of little cuts in the metal. If you remember when I first looked at them, I had no clue what had caused them. I couldn't imagine what had caused them. And then I worked it out, because there should be a piece of fiberglass that covers this whole region. And these two bolts bolt the fiberglass down. But when this part here failed, they had to cut the fiberglass away to put that big ugly patch in its place. And what they've done is, they've got a chisel and a hammer and cut the fiberglass away and gone right through and scarred the metal. So that is an over-exuberant mechanic with a chisel. At least I don't see what else it can be. And I leave you with an intriguing little discovery. It doesn't mean a lot, but it's interesting, I think it is. If you look carefully, you'll see the edge of this honeycomb panel, which is the one from inside the right-hand A-pillar, has been cut away. And it's not a very neat cut. The one on the left-hand A-pillar, on the other hand, has been relieved in the same way. And it's very nice, that one. And the reason for this being cut away is because this is where the A-pillar meets the sill, and there's a change of direction. The sill's straight and the A-pillar comes off at an angle like that. And what this demonstrates is that these modifications were being made on the fly. They were being made during assembly, not when the panel was cut out. Now, bearing in mind, there's 400 panels if you're going to have 200 cars. Even I can do those sums. Somebody had to cut 200 of that hand and 200 of that hand, and then pass them off to the people who were assembling the tugs. But wouldn't you think this would have been routed out at the same time as everything else? Don't know why it wasn't, but it wasn't. There you go, intriguing little discovery. Make of it what you will.
I hope you enjoyed that film. That is enough tin bashing for a while, but the team next time are going to be doing some more difficult things like honeycomb aluminium and puzzles and things that they just don't understand. So stay tuned for that. Goodbye! Welcome to the next one. I hope you enjoyed. Okay. And puzzles. So no mess about. What did I say? Honeycomb aluminium. Honeycomb aluminium. Say it.
Aluminium.
Aluminium.
It ends with a m, not a n.
I didn't say that.
You did.
Aluminium.
That's it. Or if you're American, aluminum.
Foil.
Aluminum foil.
Aluminum foil. I can say that. Can I say that instead?
No, you can't.
The team are going to be doing some aluminum foil next time.
Right. Okay.
Honeycomb aluminum foil.
Honeycomb aluminum foil. Right, from the top.